Welcome to Chapter 13 Language, Cognition, and Culture by Haley, Jade, and Savannah.
The first topic we'll talk about is language and perception. So there's many ways of expressing perception through language, but the most two important. So the first one being vocabulary and labels. Language provides a system of symbols, which is words, to represent objects, actions, and concepts. Through language, individuals can label and categorize their perceptual experiences. The next one being description and detail. Language enables people to articulate the details of their perceptions, helping them convey not only what they see, but also their emotions, thoughts, and interpretations. Next, we have linguistic determinism. This is a strong claim that states people from different cultures think differently due to their differences in languages. Then we have linguistic relativity, which is a weaker claim that states language influences perception, thought, and behavior. Then we have verbal hygiene. Verbal hygiene involves attempts to standardize language use. This can include efforts to establish and maintain the linguistic norms, rules, and standards, often based on notions of correctness. Then we have language purism. This is a form of verbal hygiene that seeks to eliminate perceived impurities or deviations from linguistic norms. This may involve resisting the influence of foreign languages or avoiding loan words or discouraging changes in grammar or vocabulary. And the next is prescriptive grammar. This involves setting rules and guidelines for proper language use. These rules are often outlined in style guides, grammar books, or language manuals. Prescriptive approaches can influence perceptions of correctness and impact language education. Then last, we have gendered language. Verbal hygiene can extend to gendered language, where efforts are made to modify language use to promote gender inclusivity. This includes using gender-neutral terms, challenging sexist language, and promoting linguistic practices that acknowledge gender diversity.
Grammar and cognition. War's analysis of Hopi's verb system. Firstly, War focused on grammatical elements such as tense, aspect, and gender, which shape our perception of reality in different languages. According to War, Hopi has a unique way of conceptualizing time and emphasizing dynamic motion and aspect markers instead of the traditional past, present, and future tenses. Language and physics. War suggested that Hopi is better equipped for understanding wave processes and vibrations in physics. English relies on metaphors for concepts that are directly encoded in Hopi's verb morphology. Sociolinguistic implications. War's idea that language influences thought is seen as intriguing by sociolinguistics. Different languages may shape how individuals perceive and interpret the world around them based on the linguistic structures they use. Cultural codification in language. Languages often encode cultural values in their grammar, reflecting what is important to a particular community. Certain concepts deemed crucial to a culture are grammaticalized, making them integral to the language's structure. For example, imagine two friends from one culture that highly values punctuality and another from a culture with a more relaxed approach to time. They decided to meet to a caf at 3 o'clock p.m. Friend A from the punctual culture may arrive at 3 p.m. and feel a bit impatient if friend B is not there on time. In this example, the cultural influences on language are evident in how each friend perceives and talks about time. The emphasis on punctuality in one culture, a more flexible approach in another can lead to different priorities and different perspectives, even in a simple social situation like meeting a friend in a cafe. Native American and Australian Aboriginal languages defy stereotypes about primitive languages, revealing their grammatical complexity. Rubel's noun classification system reflects visibility, distinctions, and cultural beliefs, emphasizing the intricate interplay between language and culture. Kinship systems. Different cultures have their own way of talking about family. Maori, for instance, uses the same word for mother and aunts, showing a special connection between them. The cost of language loss. This means losing subtle distinctions in ecological knowledge impacting the ability to navigate and survive in specific environments. It involves the disappearance of linguistic features, cognitive insights, and environmental knowledge. It can contribute to the erosion of cultural identity, impacting the well being and confidence of its speakers.
Discourse patterns and culture. This part of the chapter discusses why discourse patterns matter in sociolinguistics. Together, we'll unravel how these patterns, shaped by culture, language, social class, and cognition, play a crucial role in our everyday communication. Discourse patterns serve as linguistic fingerprints decoding social meaning in communication. Sociolinguistics explore the dynamic interplay of language with social context. What are discourse patterns? Discourse patterns refer to the structured ways in which language is employed in communication. These patterns extend beyond individual words to encompass the broader context of spoken and written language. They play a pivotal role in shaping and reflecting cultural norms, social dynamics, and cognitive processes. Culture and discourse. Different cultures bring unique flavors to communication, shaping everything from greetings to expressions in our linguistic interactions. Culture profoundly influences how language is used. Communication styles, politeness norms, and even storytelling methods vary across cultures. Examples include direct versus indirect communication and high context versus low context communication. An example of this is the importance of tone and tonal languages. These variations contribute to the richness and diversity of global communication. Social class and discourse. Language is a powerful marker of social class. Vocabulary choices, accents, and communication styles often reflect social status. Examining discourse provides insights into the nuanced dynamics of social class. The pronunciation of certain words or specific vocabulary can indicate a speaker's social background. Example, the pronunciation of the words schedule or schedule and advertisement or advertisement can vary. Individuals from high social classes may employ formal language structures, while those from lower social classes may use informal or colloquial language, which can be observed by speech pattern. Cognition and discourse. Language serves as a tool for communication but also plays an imperative role in shaping our thoughts and perceptions. The Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, also known as the linguistic relativity, states that the structure and vocabulary of a language can shape or limit an individual's cognitive abilities and worldview. By recognizing the interplay between language and cognition, we gain insights into how our thought processes can not only reflected but also modeled by our language. Language doesn't just shape our words, they influence how we think. Together, we'll delve into examples of how spatial references impact spatial cognition and contribute to the rich tapestry of cognitive diversity. Language serves as cognition frameworks, shaping how speakers perceive, categorize, and interpret information. Some languages incorporate unique ways of expressing spatial relationships, influencing how speakers conceptualize space and orientation. We can appreciate the richness of human cognition and the cultural diversity embedded in linguistic expression by acknowledging the cognitive variation shaped by different languages. We have come to the end of our presentation. So, Discourse patterns serve as the threads weaving together culture, language, social class, and cognition. A nuanced understanding of these patterns is crucial for effective cross cultural communication and fostering cultural awareness. Today's exploration reveals the interconnected nature of these threads, forming the tapestry of human communication that shapes our worldview. Now I invite you to share your thoughts, questions, or reflections on what we've explored today. Let's make this interactive and engage in a lively discussion about the intricate worlds of discourse patterns and their impact on our daily interactions. Thank you.